Oh no, look how dirty that is. Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to Mod Driven. Today I want to take a look at 6 maintenance items on the Honda Civic, or really any used car, that are very important that you check shortly after you get the car home. Really, you should do it before you get home, but most of us aren't going to do it. Let's take a look. First of all, we've got the hood up here, of course, and a flashlight, believe it or not, comes in really handy for this. Not to see the items under the hood, but to see the fluids that you're checking. Now, we're going to start on the left side, the passenger side. We're going to take a look at the washer fluid. Obviously, you want to make sure you have washer fluid. This one you don't really need the flashlight for, but I'll show you what I'm talking about anyway. You can see the blue color in there. But if you shine a flashlight on it, you know, the material is translucent, so you can see where the fluid level is even better when you put a flashlight on it. This looks good on mine. Next, we're going to move to the coolant. Now, the gauge or the markings they put on this are actually in here on the side. Now, if you shine a flashlight in there, you can see how it lights that up right there. You can see where the fluid level is. There it is without it. So you shine the light down there, and right there on the side, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it in the video, but there are markings, and it is slightly above, or right at actually, the max level. So that looks good. Moving on over, we'll get to the engine oil here in just a second. We've got the brake/clutch fluid. A lot of cars today use the same, but there's the reservoir for it. And it's hard to see anything in there. You might be able to make it out here a little bit on camera, but if you shine a flashlight in there on it, look how that lights it up. You can see where the level is for the fluid, and in mine, the markings are kind of way back there, and I know you probably can't see that on camera, but it's actually a little bit high, I think. Next up, we're going to take a look at the engine oil and the filter inside here. All right, let's take a look. Of course, you need a cloth or something to wipe the stick off. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. And I would always, unless the car's been sitting stationary for a long time, I would always wipe it off and stick it back in. Now, Honda has these 2 lines. See if you guys can see that right there. Kind of have to get it in the right light to be able to see. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to wipe that off. Also paying attention to what does the oil look like. You can see it's a nice clean brown as opposed to a dark black. Always want it to be a nice clean brown. Let's stick it back in there. Push it down. And we'll take one more look at it, see what we get. To me, in the light, it looks to be full. It is. It's actually right, and again, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right at the top mark on the dipstick. So we're golden there. Next up, we need to take a look at the filter, the air filter, I guess. And we do have 2. We'll get to the cabin filter in a minute, but we need to pop this open. I'm very curious to see if Carmax did anything with this. Set you guys down, hopefully right there. And I've never taken one of these off, at least not recently. So I'm not sure how easily they actually come off. Got all kinds of junk on them. So, let's see. Oh, okay, it does pull up pretty nicely. And let's pop this puppy out. We'll take a look. And it does, oh no, look how dirty that is. Look how dirty that is right down here. Apparently Carmax thought that was okay. It's not really dirty on the other side, but that's something that I'm going to be replacing. That is too caked down here for me, so why not just replace it? And it does have, I think, on the side, there is a number right there, and I'll use that when I go back through the video to get a new one. And then there is a number right here. So typically you can find what number you need, although most places will tell you what you need. I'm not happy with that. We're going to be replacing that. Okay, next we need to step inside. We're going to check the cabin air filter. And given what the engine air filter looked like, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this isn't dirty. We're going to find out. To do this, it's really pretty simple. you have to lower the glove or the glove box, and you just do that by pushing in on the sides. So let's see if I can do that one-handed. Probably not. Maybe. Quite a lot of force on the passenger side. There. You can do it one-handed. Now, let's see. It sits right there. And I'm not sure. It says here it gives you airflow. And then I'm not sure how you actually remove it. I think there's a couple of clasps on each side. One here and one here. I believe. Okay, you just pull it in. You think you'd push it out, but you pull it in. Again, trying to do this one-handed. Let's see, there. And it just kind of falls right out of there. And here is the filter. Pull this out of there. Okay. Before I get it all the way out, there is no number that I see there. Although right here I think is the number. But let's pull that sucker out of there. Ew. Yeah. That is rather dirty. If we take this out here into the light, you guys can see it's obviously not been changed. Ew. So I'm running around breathing in whoever the previous owner was. So we're going to replace this as well. As far as numbers go, right there on the side, you can see a set of numbers. I don't know if that's the number we need, but again, these are pretty simple to find. But look how dirty that thing is. Shame on you, Carmax. I thought you did like an 80,000 point inspection. This is something that should have been changed, particularly this. The engine air filter might have been marginal. This, in my opinion, is not. That air filter was nasty. Now, there's one more thing you might take a look at, and that is your windshield wipers. You'll know, obviously, if these aren't working when you try to use them. But you can just take a look at the rubber under there. Make sure that it's not chipped, that there's no cracking in it, stuff like that. Pretty easy to see if there's an issue. Let's check the other one. Again, if you can see light, through there, you've probably got a problem. These look okay, but I'll be surprised, honestly, if they were ever changed. Anyway, those are just 6, really 7, quick maintenance items to check on the Honda Civic or any car, really. I mean, this applies to cars, trucks, and everything, right? Again, I'm a little disappointed that we had those 2 dirty air filters. I would think, unless they were pristine, that Carmax would have changed those when the car came in. Who knows? Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know. Do you guys check these things? Particularly if you bought a used car, I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive JT, all about the Jeep Gladiator. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button here too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.